Broadcasting live from a snow-covered forest on the plain of Eldraine, this is Tap Tap Concede. Welcome, everybody. I'm Graham.
I'm Cameron.
And I'm Kathleen.
And we're here to crack some packs.
Woo!
Because Corset Santa has been... that was a good bit we did in that one thing. No, yeah, we've... Santa's brought some random packs that we're going to open because it's been a while and we're feeling festive.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Before we get to that, a reminder that this show is brought to you by Card Kingdom. Check out cardkingdom.com for all of your Card Kingdom needs. cardkingdom.com/LRR. That lets them know we sent you. And we do that because we like them. And you can ask for a loading ready run button. Say loading ready run sent me. Button, please. And they'll give you a little button. And currently, until they run out, which they may have done by the time you hear this, it says shuffling. Magic's loading screen. That's a good one. I like that.
It's not untrue.
Yeah. And this show, and of course everything we do, is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. Do check that out. We really, really appreciate your support.
You know what's nice about Card Kingdom? Is that they've given up correcting us when we say Card Kingdom, a kingdom of cards.
Yeah,
They're
we
just like,
wore them
whatever.
down.
Yeah.
So what else can we wear down?
Wormwood.
Oh, yeah. Bones of trees.
I don't think they watch.
It's
is the key.
Victory.
I believe somebody posted a thing on Twitter that they got a custom printed Wormwood dice vault with bones of trees and skins of beasts on it.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, that might also be something we're working on with them. So, keep your eyes to the skies for that.
I think with Card Kingdom, we really need to keep hammering on a Kingdom of Cards until they adopt it, and then we swerve.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
then we never mention it again. Yeah, exactly. What is their actual slogan? From Seattle to the world.
Since 1994?
Yeah, something like that. Anyway,
sorry.
There was one other thing. Oh, right, yeah. So the snow-covered forest from the plain of Eldraine, because one of the secret layers, which I think are all done by the time you're hearing this episode. Oh, there might be one more today. I don't know. Depends. We talked about them last time, went through them all, reevaluated which ones we wanted, and then realized that shipping from the States is very
brutal.
expensive.
Yeah, I ordered Bitter Blossom Dreams, and they get you on the shipping.
I sent mine to a friend in the States, and it wasn't that bad. I should put you in touch before Serum Visions Day is over, because that's today.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that bad, assuming that your friend actually, gives you the cards.
Yeah, if your friend is just like, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, then they're probably not your friend, and it's a good way that you found that out.
That's a life lesson.
When you sent them some cards, and not when you needed to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, let's see what we got in our. For those who are only listening, our stocking that looks totally like a Christmas stocking,
And not a Santa hat. I feel it's very important.
Yeah.
You know what?
For a peg leg?
Yeah. Exactly.
More of a cone leg, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
That's a nice place for a hamster to hang out. Stocking or hat shaped otherwise. It's a good hidey hole.
Yeah.
How would you like to check out 8 Spielkarten from Magic die Zusammenkunft?
Ooh.
Zusammenkunft or Zusammenkunft?
Kunft?
Kunft.
This is
all over the place.
This is a pack of Renaissance
What is Renaissance?
that was given to us by Tony in mail time. Renaissance was European Chronicles.
Okay.
We've talked about it once or twice before on the podcast. It's weird because Wizards used to have these rules about when something could be printed in black border or white border or what sort of the deal was. And so this was because they didn't make Chronicles in Europe, so they did Renaissance, which was even fewer cards so that they could get cards out there in black border. So then they could reprint them?
Yeah.
Paul's about to come on the
Yeah,
microphone.
I was going to say
thank God.
the idea is that they had a policy where they wouldn't print anything in white border if it hadn't already been printed in black border in that country
Right.
for whatever reason.
Huh.
They've long since dropped this.
What a weird rule. What an
Yeah.
It was very
arbitrary
arcane.
restriction.
So these were cards from Antiquities, Arabian Nights, Legends, and the Dark.
Oh, that's cool, though.
But the interesting thing about it is depending on what there are multiple versions of the Renaissance packs.
Yeah, this one's
for
German.
different countries.
Yeah, because some stuff had been printed in, I want to say, Italian. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the Italian
So
Renaissance.
there's the German and French version, and then there's the Italian version.
I'm sure there is a good reason for any of these rules.
I don't think so.
I mean, there's probably to keep like in line with some sort of weird European trading tariff. To be honest,
No,
with
this
you.
was like a self-imposed thing that they were trying to set this delineation between black border and white border cards.
right.
And then eventually they were like, but black
Ow,
border
my
just
petard.
looks. Yeah, they were just like black border just looks nicer. So what if? Holy crap!
Ooh.
Holy moly!
What if we get to some good spicy stuff? Question mark.
Walde Bibliothek. We're spice off the bat. This is definitely the rare. It's Waldes Bibliothek. I don't know how to pronounce German. It's Sylvan Library.
Oh my gosh! Holy moly! I was gonna be like, that looks like Sylvan Library.
Oh,
but
you know
I'm
who-
imagining this reprint is probably worth about 50 cents.
Is Wheeler just gonna phase through the wall?
And he just,
Surely he wants the German Sylvan Library, right?
I'd imagine so.
Of anybody we know.
Oh,
And this thing. So yeah, Sylvan Library. It's 1 and a green for an enchantment. That's
This one?
the
That's
French one.
well, that's French. Ours is German, but anyway, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 1 and a green for an enchantment, and at the beginning of at your draw step, you draw 2 extra cards, and then you have to put 2 back. Right, sorry. At the beginning of your draw step, you may draw 2 cards. If you do, choose 2 cards in your hand drawn this turn. For each of those cards, pay 4 life or put it back on top of your library is the current text. So basically, in your draw step, you draw 3, and you pick which one you want. You put the other 2 back. But the 2 that you're putting back, you can keep 1 or both of them, but you have to pay 4 life for each card that you keep. So it's very powerful.
Very powerful.
Cosmic horror.
Schrecken aus dem All. Excuse me? Is that really what this is called?
Somebody once told me.
Cosmic horror?
I know this because a friend's online handle used to be Cosmic Horror 77.
Oh, because it's
And
a
the gag
7/7.
was not that he was not that it was iterating his username, but because there was a magic card called Cosmic Horror that was a 7/7.
Oh,
Anyway, I believe it's Cosmic Horror.
That guy?
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. Schrecken aus dem All.
Hat Urschlag.
It's a 7/7 for 3 black, black, black.
I don't
know anything about this card.
Verschung phase.
Cosmic
yeah.
Horror. First strike.
Oh.
And you pay 3 black, black, black during your upkeep, or it does 7 damage to you and it's destroyed.
I mean, this is back in the time where paying 6 mana for a 7/7 was so good that you had to keep paying 6 mana.
Yeah, well, like Lord of the Pit.
Yeah.
Right.
So this one's called Kartache. It's Grape Shot Catapult,
No.
but I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a 4 mana 2/3 artifact, and you tap it to deal, I want to say, 1 damage to creature with flying?
That sounds right.
Un creature cible qui podes de vo. Yes. There we
Cool.
are.
I was correct. Leeches.
Remove poison counters.
No, different
No?
one.
Oh, this is
This is the other
this is
leeches.
from the dark.
Hey, this
I
is
had this
Quentin
card.
Hoover art.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 2/2 with. Is this first strike again? I can compare
No.
it to Cosmic Horror.
Yes. It is
Really?
first strike.
Oh, it is first strike. Okay.
Now, how come on land leeches, which is a 2/2 for 1 green, by the way? How come on land leeches it's Erstschlag, but on Cosmic Horror it's Hat Erstschlag?
It's probably something to do with grammar. The leeches are probably
Maybe because
leeches
leeches is plural
Yeah.
and Cosmic Horror is singular.
Yeah,
or-
right. Bird Maiden, I believe.
Oh, from Arabian Nights.
Vogelmadchen. It's a 1/2 for 2 and a red, and it can fly. That's it. Bird Maiden. Human bird.
She's so happy.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like a bird. She's gonna fly
She
away.
used to be a summoned bird maiden too.
She knows where her home is.
I don't know what this one is.
Full of the swamp, or
I just like
Bewohner
the
der Dunkelheit? What?
creature. She was creature type bird maiden.
Yeah.
oh,
So she,
All
I guess
alone.
she was both a bird and a maiden.
Is she a bird human now?
Yeah.
Cool. I've got Bewohner der Dunkelheit.
Oh, I love that art though.
Yeah, it's some of the really abstract Drew Tucker art. 3 and a black for a 2/2. Summon von Dunkelweisen.
It's Renaissance isn't in the.
Yeah,
it's from the dark. It is
It's a 2/2 for 3 and a black.
from the dark.
Wait, I can load in the dark here.
Yeah, that'll work.
There we go.
Merc Dwellers. It's a 2/2 for 3 and a black. When attacking, it gets +2/+2 if it's not blocked. Okay. I'll stay in the dark with this one, which is Ashes to Ashes. Or Ash
Good song.
to Ash. 1 black for a sorcery. It removes 2 target non-artifact creatures from the game and does 5 damage to you. That seems really good.
I have Ashes to Ashes in my mono black commander deck. Actually.
Yeah, exile 2 creatures, take 5, but you exile 2 creatures?
Yeah, that is
All right.
that is black or not commander. Sorry, Pauper.
I suppose like back in the day when Juggernaut was
That's very
Terrible.
powerful.
yeah.
And then Battering Ram, I want to say, from Antiquities. It's 2 mana artifact, 1/1 artifact creature. Artifact creature, it says right there. It has some text.
If you were designing something that was equipment, but didn't have equipment,
Right.
It's
There we go. Banding. Bands only when attacking. Any walls blocking it are destroyed, and walls destroyed this way deal their damage before dying. It says die twice on here. Die Ramgeblock haben.
wow. I like so
Sylvan Library is a good pull, though. Wow.
its name has changed or its text has changed over the years to bands, but only when attacking, which is what it says there.
Right, yeah.
To actually bans when attacking as a keyword,
Right.
or as a it just says bans when attacking.
Mm-hmm.
To the actual I mean, it hasn't been reprinted since because it's terrible and has banding.
Right.
But the official Oracle text on it now is at the beginning of combat on your turn, Battering Ram gains banding until end of combat.
Huh. All right.
And whenever it becomes blocked by a wall, destroy that wall at the end of combat.
Neat.
You
It
know,
has, wall death touch,
yeah.
yeah.
death smashing.
I could see maybe wall death touch coming back. There was a wall in Eldraine.
There has been like a few like wall like can't
Destroying
be
things.
blocked by walls or destroy a
Yep.
wall if it blocks it and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
I saw
Good art, by the way.
Kenji get absolutely blown out in a draft video the other day because his opponent cast Blow Your House Down.
Oof.
Which it makes up to 3 creatures not attack or not be able to block this turn. But if they're walls, destroy them. Kenji had 5 Brimstone Trebuchets in his deck. And 3 of them were in play. And it was just
Oofa.
doo-ba-doo-ba-doo.
Wow.
Yeah.
I assume his opponent boarded that card in, though,
Yeah,
because
that
damn,
was-
that's not a
yeah.
good card otherwise. See? Wall death touch. I was right. There's walls in Eldraine.
Also,
Wall
I'm
death
pretty
touch.
sure like Battering Ram is now an artifact creature construct.
Whoops. Sorry. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's just like
A log?
A
A
log.
log.
it's just like 10 guys holding a log. It's not really a construct.
It could. Yeah.
Yeah,
like that doesn't
realistically-
count as an
It's
artifact.
been constructed.
Realistically, it's just
Paul.
like, what if we needed to make a centipede, but all we had was people in a log? Like, that's what it is. It moves the same way. It's got lots of legs.
Oh, could you imagine being the dude at the front who just like is uncoordinated and falls?
That's me.
Yeah.
You get trampled by like 9 other people.
All right. Next, we have thematic to the season, a pack of Cold Snap.
Oh, burr.
Yeah. This was given to us by Nick at PAX East 2018.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Nick, you've been waiting so long for this moment.
We have quite a backlog. Come on, Cold Snap pack. Let me in. Allow me access to your goodness, or whatever you have. All right, let's just double check. Okay, cool. They're in the order with which we like to slow roll. Starting with Frost Raptor. It's 2 and a blue for a 2/2 flying bird. And for Snow, it can't be the target of spells or abilities this turn. So it gains Shroud for 2 snow mana, which can be paid with 1 mana from a snow permanent.
That seems like sure is a 2/2 for 3 that people probably aren't going to make the target of abilities anyhow.
I mean,
Yeah,
Windrake is always playable.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm not like wee.
hey,
Windrake with upside.
snow-covered forest, because you had to draft the lands. Chilling Shade is 2 and a black for a 1/1 flyer with the Shade ability, the +1/+1 pump for snow mana.
Oh, nice.
This seems really good.
Yeah,
you
this
don't-
seems set appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't get to pump so efficiently anymore with shades. Just 1 mana.
It depends. But yeah, you're right. Like, what was the one from the Ravnica block? It was 2 mana.
Yeah.
It was 1 and a black.
Yeah.
I guess making it snow mana was considered to be enough of a downside that
Yeah.
Yeah, because these are only really playable.
That
and
one was at least a
limited.
2/2 to start with. But yeah. Goblin Furrier.
Furrier than what?
Than that rabbit, I guess. It's 1 and a red for a 2/2 Goblin Warrior. Prevent all damage that Goblin Furrier would deal to snow creatures. So, I mean, I don't know how many snow creatures there actually necessarily are, though we have just seen 2.
So he's a 2/2 for 2 with he's a bear with downside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Red did not get a plain 2/2 for 2 until very recently. I think it was Shadows over Innistrad block.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. It was too good for red, you see. Actually, let me just, most of the creatures in the pack are snow creatures, actually.
Doesn't a furrier wouldn't a furrier do more damage to snow creatures that have fur, presumably? Or is it that he doesn't want to damage the fur, so he's not fighting them?
There we go. There we go. There's the justification. Boreal Griffin, 3 white for a 3/2 flyer, finish saying the word. And for 1 snow mana, it gains first strike until end of turn.
This is your classic, slightly overcosted white mid-deck flyer,
Yep.
Yep.
It sure is.
right? Oh, 5 mana for a 3/2. It's acceptable. It's always been acceptable.
Sometimes that'll get you there.
Well,
Yeah.
now we have
I don't know
another.
how useful first strike is in the air because how many flyers are there, right?
It'll block. It'll
Oh,
eat the Frost Drake.
That's true.
Yeah,
It
as
will
a first
frustrate.
striker, being able to give it first strike for just 1 mana is pretty
rather
good.
it
But
just came with
remember,
first strike.
not every one of your lands was
would
going to be a
was
snow
gonna be a
land.
snow land, right? So maybe it's a first strike, or maybe
Yeah.
you've paid 5 mana for a 3/2 flyer that doesn't block a snow drake.
And sometimes you're happy to do it. Ugh. Well, this is upsetting. Ronim Serpent. Speaking of another sort of limited archetype, it's 5 and a blue for a 5/6 serpent. Can't attack unless defending player controls a snow land. And when you control no snow lands, sacrifice Ronim Serpent.
Oh, it's a purple worm.
The callbacks to,
Yeah, the sea serpent.
I think so.
Yeah.
One of those with Island Home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess they got a lot of mileage out of just taking existing cards and finding and replacing.
Why don't we just put the word snow on here a couple times?
Yeah, that's
Sea Serpent. Right. Oh, except this is a 5/6. This is just better.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's except that it's that being the word snow on there actually makes it like way worse.
Yeah, because it's a defender. If you don't have it. Oh, you can't even unless your opponent is playing snow, which the chances are they probably are. It can't attack.
I
And
guess
then you
it's-
can't even. There's not even any point in casting it.
I guess in Cold Snap Limited, it's much more likely for your opponent to have snow lands than have an island.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Krovikan Mist is next. 1 and a blue for a star flying illusion. Its power and toughness are
Whoa.
equal to the number of illusions in play.
Wow. So it's a 1/1
It's a 1/1.
by itself. But also, I want to point out I've never seen the guts of a cloud before, but that's intense.
Yeah. I'm never flying through a cloud again.
No.
Gross.
Yeah, ew.
I guess like in limited, if you could pick up like 5 of these, you're kind of in business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I'd take it.
There may be a skies deck and blue-white, right?
Well, we've seen a totally acceptable flyer in blue already.
Here we have Swift Maneuver. 1 and a white for an instant. Prevent the next 2 damage that would be dealt to target creature or player this turn. and draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. Sure. You know what? Sure. Because maybe you can, like, if you can get a trade, if you can get a card out of this, if you can trade this for one of their creatures in combat and your creature lives,
Yeah.
and you draw a card, that seems very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I would happily. There are many situations where I could see this working out well.
Martyr of Spores, single green mana for a 1/1 human shaman, not a snow creature. Pay 1 and reveal X green cards from your hand and sacrifice Martyr of Spores. Target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn.
Ugh, I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
Like, you lose a creature, which is a small, crappy creature anyhow, but you also have to reveal your entire hand.
You also have to run a small, crappy creature in your hand.
Yeah, and then, like, what are you going to maybe get when you're trying to give a creature +X/+X till turn? Like, you know, maybe you're trying to close through that last few points of damage, so it's late, so maybe it's a +1/+1, maybe a +2/+2 if you're lucky. I don't like that.
No.
Boo.
Aurochs Herd, 5 and a green for a 4/4 Aurochs with trample. When Aurochs Herd comes into play, you may search your library for an Aurochs card, reveal it, put it into your hand. If you do, shuffle your library. Whenever it attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other attacking Aurochs.
That
Yeah,
sounds
there were
great.
several Aurochses, weren't there?
There were. I played a whole deck of them in the
Aurochs
pre-construction
Tribal.
thing
Right,
we did.
yeah,
Yeah. Aurochs Tribal. Muskox all the way.
That seems very good for limited.
We've talked about this previously when we've talked about Cold Snap, but because it was a small set meant to be drafted by itself, they came up with ways to sort of make that not be so bad. And one of them was Ripple,
Oh, right. Yes.
which was it involves you benefit from having multiple copies of the same card. So this is Surging Dementia, 1 and a black for a sorcery. Target player discards a card, but it has Ripple 4. So when you play it, you reveal the top 4 cards of your library, and you can play any revealed cards with the same name without paying their mana cost, and then put any other cards you saw on the bottom of your library.
So if you have 2 Surging Dementia,
If you have 2 and one of them is in your top 4 cards, then you pay 2 mana, they discard 2 cards. The dream, of course, would be hitting all 4, but that seems very unlikely.
I don't really know if paying a card 2 mana and a card is
No,
worth it
it's
to
not.
take a card out
It's
of your
not good.
opponent's
You
hand.
keep
But there
you
were
keep
good-
digging deeper, right?
Like if you hit another Ripple card, yes.
That's true. You do
So-
get to chain it.
So if it's like you draw the top 4 cards, and if the 4th one down is
Another
Surging Dementia, then you get to go. Now you're 8 cards down.
That's true.
right?
That is
like
true.
that's how that works.
But there were better ones than this. Yeah.
It's some serious deep tissue cranial massage going on
Yeah.
there.
Perilous Research. One. Why don't we see this one around more often, Cam? 1 and a blue, instant, draw 2 cards, then sack a permanent.
Oh, gee, I don't know, Graham. That's.
Yikes.
I mean, I suppose you do this. Living the dream is like somebody terrors one of your creatures, and then you draw 2 cards and sack the creature that's being targeted.
Right.
Or
It's like a one shot skull clamp.
yeah, yeah, kind of actually. Only it costs you a card.
Yeah, not good.
You ever seen a mountain that looks like it wants to die? Let me introduce you to Greater Stone Spirit. It's a, it's a 4/4.
Apologies to those of you who are only listening to the podcast version, but when you are able, please go Google Greater Stone Spirit.
It's a 4/4
MTG.
for 4 red elemental spirit. Can't be blocked by creatures with flying. And for 2 and a red until end of turn, target creature gets +0/+2 and gains fire breathing, which is to say, for a single red, this creature gets +1/+0. So the Greater Stone Spirit can give that to any creature, including itself, but it's a creature gets +0/+2 and fire breathing. That's very odd. Also, the flavor text: having charted their way up the difficult face, the 2 mountaineers had to contend with the mountain's decision to stand up.
That's really funny.
It is really funny.
Like, I could see this situations where you lose to this card, and then your opponent's like, hey, it worked!
Yeah.
Like to their buddy.
I did it.
Well, I mean, so you got to cast it for 6, which is too much for a 4/4. But then presumably the turn after you
hard to
cast it, you
block.
can then you can then you can put all 6 of those mana back in and give something +3/+2, which is, I mean, pretty substantial.
Yeah. Weird.
I think Zendikar did bits of the land coming alive and walking around better.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Paul on that
I
one.
love this mountain's face.
I didn't realize there were snow duels. This is Tressorhorn Sinks. It's a snowland. Comes into play tapped. Taps for black or red.
Wow.
I actually didn't know that.
Me neither.
Interesting. Cool. Seems good. And our rare is Fury of the Horde. It is 5 red for a sorcery. You may exile 2 red cards from your hand rather than pay its mana cost. And you untap all creatures that attack this turn. After this main phase, there's an additional combat phase followed by an additional main phase.
Okay.
So that
this
probably
is an
wins.
aggro card.
Yeah,
You
probably
sure is.
for 7 mana.
Yeah.
Well, you
Well,
never
you-
pay the 7.
Right. Yes. Right. Yes. There's a first line of text, Cameron.
Yeah, you exile 2 things, and then you beat them, and then you sack 2 mountains and fire blast them, I presume.
Yeah.
Oh no, red cards in your hand. So yeah, you need 2 red cards in hand, but maybe you you get them for 8, and they block 2 of your creatures, right?
Right.
And then you get them for 4,
Yeah.
and then they're dead, right? Is
Yeah,
presumably
I
how
mean,
that
I feel like
goes.
there's a lot of situations when you're on like a red aggro deck where, getting a surprise extra combat step is what you need to get through.
Yeah, and then you also have all of your mana because you didn't have to pay for this, right? Because you just pitched 2 useless red cards.
So I don't actually know what you're supposed to take first out of this pack in this format. It might be Tressorhorn Sinks, just because I know that you want Snowland, and
I
it's
have no
also
idea.
fixing. It might be the Greater Stone Spirit. It might just be Frost Raptor, because Windrakes are always playable. I don't know,
Yeah,
and I don't care to I don't care to think about it.
I would take the fixing probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next. Oh God.
If I was drafting Cold Snap, I would, as Cameron right now,
Yeah,
take the fixing because I have no idea what's up.
yeah.
Next up, straight from 1984, we have a pack of Dune trading card and stickers with bubblegum.
It's Kyle MacLachlan.
Somebody
kind of.
eat that
It is.
gum.
It is Kyle MacLachlan.
Somebody eat that gum.
I think this came to us from a mail time. Try new soft double
I
bubble.
just don't. I doubt it. It's not soft anymore.
Oh, the gum is gone. Someone has removed the gum.
Oh.
I did eat some gum that came in a package of Magnum trading
remember
cards
that.
once. I believe it was of about the same era.
Ooh, we have a sticker. A sticker of Duke Leto and friend.
Oh, but
which
it's
is a
got bubble
pug.
gum.
Oh, his
Bubble-
pug?
Yeah.
It's got bubble
It's
gum
got
on it,
bubble
though.
gum on it.
That's
Sticker
right.
number 38 of 44. I wonder if it's still sticky. Probably not. It's got a drawing of Kyle MacLachlan on the back of it.
Were pugs more exotic in the 80s?
They might have been.
Because now I'm just like, that's him and his normal dog, which doesn't seem very sci-fi to me.
We've got Raban on the bridge, which is a very
The
big,
beast.
big lad. We've got My Blade Will Finish You, which features both Sting and Captain Picard.
And Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah.
Oh,
There are many handsome men in
Paul throws
in
Fade
David.
back, but not before Fade's feet strike out, sending Paul to the floor. Fade leaps onto him. Suddenly, Paul, with lightning swiftness, pushes Fade up and over. Paul is on top of him in a flash.
I don't need to read the novelization of
wait.
the...
Wait, oh, it's squeezed.
Continued on card number 122.
Oh, it tells the story.
Yeah.
Who is this product for? How many children are going out and buying
Art.
Dune bubblegum cards?
Oh yeah, so
know.
these aren't actually. There's not like a game. These are just trading
No, these
cards.
are
Yeah,
just
these-
trading cards.
yeah.
Oh, one of them's a checklist. Part of a checklist. It's number 67 to 132.
They're all horizontal aligned, which doesn't really work with the card viewer. So
Yeah. So, oh no, not all of them are. Here we go. Paul Atreides. There you go. Look at
my
him.
Paul Atreides rookie card.
Son
Yeah.
of Duke Leto and Lady Jessica, Paul becomes the leader of the Fremen Revolution, which topples Emperor Shaddam IV's reign and brings new life to Dune, the desert planet.
The child that should not have been. They calculated out the bloodlines. He was supposed to have been a girl and bring unity to the Force or whatever.
Yeah, he could have been.
Or it was
he
like the
could have been
next
married
generation
to
was gonna-
a.
Yeah,
He could have been married to a Harkonnen heir and sealed the rift.
Yes.
Is it this guy?
Yeah, that's the
Yes.
one. What is this? What is this horrible
That's
thing?
Kyle MacLachlan
That
thinking
is
about marrying a
a
Harkonnen.
third stage guild navigator.
I don't like it.
No,
It looks really unpleasant. This is card number 91, Paul. The Emperor gets one last chance, and it looks like the thing from the end of Starship Troopers.
That's what happens when you have too much spice.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Did that used to be human?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. Well, that's even more upsetting.
That's they say that spice is the spice of life.
Frank
But is
Frank,
that
Frank
living?
Herbert was a little vague on what the Guild Navigators looked like, and so people have taken them in wildly different
Yeah.
directions.
David Lynch was like, "Oh, buckle up, kids."
Hold my beer,
Yeah.
Can I see?
please.
Yeah, what a great thank you, whoever sent us the Dune trading cards.
Yeah.
I kind
all
of want this Duke Leto and friend. I thought you were being facetious when you said Duke Leto and friend.
No,
But
that's
no,
what
it's
the-
Duke Leto and friend.
That's what it says right there on the card.
Sticker number 38 of 44. Huh?
Stick it on your cubby, Cameron.
Yeah,
Yeah, do it, please.
I will.
Excellent.
All right, and last up in our bag of mystery is a mystery booster because we
Oh.
figured why not open up another mystery booster, convention edition.
Very cool.
Ba-ba.
We got one of the playtest cards right away.
Should I save that till the end?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Whoop. Cool. Oh, and then there's uncommons. Hang on. This is. Oh, right. They're all mixed
the
up.
orders.
Yeah, they all are mixed. Okay. First up, Highlander All Star, Palace Jailer. Yeah.
Grabby hands.
I know. 2 white for a 2/2 human soldier. When it comes into the battlefield, you become the monarch. Hooray! And when it enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until an opponent becomes the monarch. Pretty cool.
Get in the bag. Get me some cards.
The monarch, being the monarch means you draw an extra card at the end of every turn.
Yeah,
your turn.
Your turn.
Ideally,
And you're at step.
when you play this card, nothing ever hits you again.
I like the idea that that it's just the palace jailer has to work for a monarch,
He
and so
doesn't care
he just immediately makes the nearest person monarch, and is like, I work for you now.
Yeah.
If I work for you, you're the monarch.
Who's
That's
king
how it
now?
works.
You are? All right, sure. And how do you protect yourself? Well, with a loyal sentry. 1 white mana, 1/1. When loyal sentry blocks a creature, that creature and destroy that creature and loyal sentry.
No, that's Death Touch in white,
Kinda. Yeah.
right?
I like that. So they used the one from Masters 25, which means it has the original watermark, and the watermark is a star, meaning that this was originally printed in just starter.
Right.
It was like starter 96 or something.
Starter
what a tangled
99.
web.
Starter 99.
Great new art for that, though.
Starter
Yeah.
1999.
Water Courser, of course,
Oh,
of
of
course.
course.
2 and a blue for a 2/3 elemental, and for 1 blue, Water Courser gets +1/-1 until end of turn.
It was always like not bad.
Water breathing.
Yeah.
I think that's what we've called it in the past.
Yes. Yeah, that sounds right.
Water Courser is annoying in combat. So
Because it can easily, like, it will trade up easily, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that's where it wants to be.
this one's from Battle Bond. Also from Battle Bond, Frostlinks. 2 and a blue for a 2/2 elemental cat. When it enters the battlefield, tap a creature an opponent controls, and it doesn't untap on their next untap step.
A very-
I believe you'll find that Frostlinks was originally from M13 or 14.
It was, but this one's from
Yes.
Battle Bond.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I believe it's from 15, in fact.
That was that recent. Frostlinks is a good card. I've always liked it.
Don't be pedantic, Paul.
I did a draft this week that had a Frostlinks in it, and I had I can't remember, it was Corset 2020, and I would play a Frostlinks, tap down a huge green creature, and then immediately trade it off, and then I had Soul Salvage, and I would buy back my Frostlinks.
You had like 2 copies of Soul
I
Salvage.
had 2 copies of Soul
Brutal.
Salvage, and I had the 5 mana black mythic rare.
The Cavalier of Night.
Oh, yeah, that'd do
That
it
gets
too.
back 3 drops when it dies.
Right.
So I'd just I would aggressively trade that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just start that
Frostlinks have been busy lately. What with their cameo in the Star Wars Last Jedi.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I feel like those were
Those
more
were
like,
salt lynxes.
they were
They,
like
looked,
they
they,
look-
looked, they looked more foxy.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think that they were like a Alolan Vulpixes if we're gonna compare them to anything.
Wow. Next is Ruin Rat from Amonkhet. It's 1 and a black for a 1/1 with Death Touch. When it dies, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. Good for getting rid of those mummies. The Gurmag Angler. 6 and a black for a 5/5 zombie fish
This is also like
with Delve.
a Pauper All-Star.
Oh,
Yeah.
The Mangles.
Good mangles. And briefly in Modern, if you recall the Hollow One deck.
Yep.
Maybe not even briefly. Is Gurmag Angler still played in Modern?
I think this gets.
Is the Hollow One deck still played in Modern? What did they ban? Oh, faithless looting.
Yeah.
Right.
Rip
right.
faithless looting.
Blast Fire Bolt. 5 and a red. Instant. It deals 5 damage to target creature. Destroy all equipment attached to that creature. Get hecked on. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I like that. Krenko's Command. Those for those who don't want dragon fodder. 1 and a red for a sorcery. Create 2 1/1 goblins. What dual deck is that expansion symbol, Paul? It's definitely a dual deck.
That is Merfolk versus Goblins.
Right.
These must have been in the goblin deck.
I feel this needs 3 other modes.
Oh, because it's Krenko's Command.
Aha.
Right.
Yeah.
You got me.
The other one is just get me a coffee.
Yeah, they only list the one that is actually like relevant to the game.
Yeah.
So it's create 2 1/1 red goblin creatures, get Krenko a coffee, and sorry, it's unpaid overtime again.
Yeah. I'm going to need you to come in on Saturday.
Yeah, that's what it is. Perfect. So why bother printing the other 2?
Oran Reef Invoker, 1 and a green for a 2/2 human shaman. For 8 mana, it gets +5/+5 and gains trample until end of turn. This is also from a dual deck, but I definitely couldn't tell you which one this one's from.
Elves versus something.
Or is it
Or no.
like...
Or is this
Beasts?
Liliana versus Garruk?
This is Nissa versus Obnixilis.
Oh.
There we go.
Yes, she's not an elf. She looks very elfy.
I love
When you
this.
see 8 generic : you're in for some battle cruiser magic. Yeah.
Well, all the invokers had that, right?
Yes.
That was their thing. I took a sec to find it because I thought it was like a reef that was called.
R-E-E.
Yeah.
I like how, we mentioned this last time, but I really like how the mystery boosters picked odd or unusual printings of the cards, partially because they often had unique art that only showed up once, but mostly because it's just like, what are these expansion symbols? It makes the whole experience seem a lot more
Varied.
varied and interesting. It's just like there's so much magic happening.
Well, it's especially when you don't have like, if you don't have like Skyfall or one of the other places to look it up, you're probably opening your mystery booster being like, what are these set symbols? I never saw this set.
Yeah.
Are there like 5 magic sets that I've never seen before?
Yeah,
It's
what
like,
is
well,
this?
they're the dual decks. They're-
Airy Bowmasters is next. It's 2 green for a 3/4 Hound Archer with reach and Megamorph for 5 and a green. So you could turn it face up as a 4/5 with reach, which seems pretty cool. But
Surprise.
I mean, honestly, a 3/4 reach for 2 green is
Very good.
also
It's
very
totally
good.
fine.
Yeah.
Remember from Ixalan,
The Brontosaurus.
the
thing.
well, it was 3. It was exactly those stats.
Yes.
as
With
a
no ability.
dinosaur. Well, it had reach.
Yeah. The I
I
know the
don't
one you're
remember.
talking
You know.
about. Yeah.
You know what? You know what it is.
We
Let's
all know
move
what
on.
it is. Wardensaur.
Yeah, Warden
Yeah.
of the Eye is next. 2 and the full Jeskai. 2 blue, red, white for a 3/3 Djinn Wizard. When it enters the battlefield, return target non-creature, non-land card from your graveyard to your hand. Sure.
I mean, that worked really well with like sort of the Jeskai prowess mechanic, right? You could. That seems like, boy, that's a big commitment. I haven't drafted the mystery boosters, but I'm not certainly going to go after a Jeskai card first.
If I recall, and Cam, you may recall greater insight, but when drafting Khans of Tarkir, this guy was never a high pick.
No.
Usually went very late. But if you were in Jeskai and then could pick one up because no one else wanted one,
Yeah, you get, like,
was
eighth
pretty
pick.
good in that deck.
Yeah, like if you were recurring like removal spells,
Yeah.
then you were pretty happy to play this guy. But yeah, my experience with Jeskai was just mainly having people stand on my throat and raining blows down upon me.
Right to the kidneys.
Yeah.
You get all those Mardu people, or what was the blue red?
It was
Clan.
mainly
Green clan.
Abzan decks, being like, I take a turn off to make myself into a 3/3, and I'm like, I attack for 2, and then spend another card to make it 3. Ha! And they're like, I make myself a 4/4.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I attack for 2 and I'm out of cards. And they're like, swing for 48.
Yep. Crozen Verge is next. It's a land. Enters tapped. Taps for colorless. And for 2 and tap and sack it, search your library for a forest and a plains and put them onto the battlefield tapped and then shuffle your library.
That seems great. I'm going to first
Yeah.
pick this.
I hadn't seen this art. This is from Commander 2018, or that one says C19. This one says C18. So it's been from back-to-back Commander sets. And yet I still haven't seen this art. I have an old version of this in one of my Commander decks, like the original. I think it's the original printing. When was this printed, Paul?
This was originally printed in Judgment,
Oh.
and it has always had the same art.
Huh.
Well, then I guess it just looks different. Oh, you're totally right. Wow. That frame,
Yeah, that
it
snaps
really
me,
changes
yeah.
the frame. All right, cool. Well, all right. Our rare, we have 2. Our
Oh.
first rare is a heck of a thing. Time Sieve.
Ooh.
Blue, black for an artifact. Tap.
Go on.
Sacrifice 5 artifacts. Take an extra turn after this one.
Oh. How
So-
many other artifacts have we seen so far in this pack?
Relatively
Not a
few.
lot.
I mean, I
It
want to
counts.
say, yeah.
It counts as one of them
Yep.
if
Okay.
you have to.
I mean, I want to say Thopter's sword could do something with this.
Sack a bunch of food to it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Either get rid of your 5 most precious possessions or 5 cakes.
So my 5 most precious possessions. If I had 5 cakes right now, Paul.
If you had 5 cakes right now, you'd have 4 cakes. Because we'd be eating a cake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I feel like I fear taking this and then setting my whole self up into a terrible game state where I can actually make this go off because I've got the 5 artifacts and then I get to take another turn. I have nothing to do because I've sacked my whole board.
Yeah, it's like,
I've run out of
all right,
cards.
swing for 5 with my 5 Thopters. I go to 5. I sacrifice my 5 Thopters to take another turn, and then
Oh.
Need more Thopters. Well, here's another artifact. Cauldron of Souls. 5 mana artifact. Tap. Choose any number of target creatures. Each of those creatures gains persist until end of turn. Interesting.
Weird.
This was from, I don't know what CM2 is.
Commander 2.
Commander
Anthology.
Commander Anthology. Oh. So, yeah. What a weird thing. Those creatures gain persist. So you
And
just...
you could just do this
Yeah.
over and over again.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, a creature that already has the counter on it can't persist a second time.
But you
But-
can use the Cauldron of Souls multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This seems perfect for a commander game.
There's also all sorts of shenanigans, like, because obviously normally creatures that can easily get +1/+1 counters or remove counters aren't given persist. But if you
Yeah.
can give them persist
Oh, yeah.
artificially, there's all sorts of shenanigans.
Like
can
if you
do.
have a board of creatures with counters and someone wraths, then you're like, cool, all my creatures have persist. And they come back, and some of them don't even have minus counters now.
Yeah, like if you're playing with Anafenza.
Oh.
It seems like a great commander card.
I think I got that slightly backwards, but don't worry about it.
What's
that?
our play test?
Our playtest card, also an artifact,
Oh,
is
well, there you go.
Corrupted Key. Ooh. It is an artifact key. As long as Corrupted Key is tapped, creatures you control have Menace and Death Touch.
Huh.
That's it.
The trick is
How do you
tap
turn
it?
How do you turn the key?
It's kind of fun, actually.
Yeah. I like
I
that.
like that.
So you got to have.
Jinx.
It takes at
Tap
least.
target artifacts.
It's at least
you know.
one other card.
Yeah. It's okay, Cameron. That's super interesting.
What a
Yeah.
fun card.
And then your opponent has to be in the position where they're actually trying to actively untap your thing.
This is one of the better arts too. Well, you can't choose to untap it either.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. That is neat.
Yeah, you need something
Wait.
where you can tap.
Right, because it
Another
would
target
untap. It's going to be
artifact
untapping naturally.
Yeah, you have to untap all your stuff unless it says you can choose not to.
Yeah.
Right.
Tangle wire combo.
Oh.
Yeah, or yeah, you if you some sort of frost breath type effect on your own stuff. Interesting.
Yeah. Cool.
What are you going to take?
Oh, good question. Probably not the Corrupted Key on account of
Shenanigans.
gestures wildly at rest of format.
Yeah.
But
I think I take the vat.
Yeah, the cauldron?
cauldron.
I think so too. I think that's going to be really annoying.
I think you can take the cauldron and maybe wheel the time thing.
the time
Probably.
sieve. Yeah.
Probably. You're probably because everyone else is going to be
like
looking at
5
that
artifacts.
saying, oh, there's one other artifact in the pack. Right?
Oh yeah, tap the cauldron. Give all your creatures persist. Slam.
Yeah.
Then sack it to time sieve, and then you get to untap with all your creatures that are smaller now, but presumably made some trades, and now they can attack again because it's a new turn.
Yeah.
There you go. You've broken the format wide open. We got there.
it solved.
Terrific.
You just need to draw those 2 cards and 3 other artifacts.
Yeah. That's probably going to do it for this episode of Tap Tap. Next time we'll be looking back at 2019 in the year in Magic.
Oh,
We'll
a year in review.
Yeah, we'll try to keep it to one episode.
What if we make a Jaunty theme song for it? 2019, it was a year, and now it's gone by. 2019, good riddance to you. Don't poke me in the eye.
That'll about do it for Tap Tap Concede.
Probably won't even be on the episode.
You should come on the podcast more often.
I don't think people want this kind of content.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. A reminder that the show is brought to you by Card Kingdom. Check out cardkingdom.com/LRR. They're great. That's why we keep recommending them. And, of course, this show and everything we do is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun.
Yay. Thank you so much.
Till next time, I've been Graham.
I've been Cameron.
And I'm still Kathleen.
And Paul's on tech and Heather gets these online. And thank you all for listening. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.